Please excuse my background. I'm trying to save my parents' marriage by getting them divorced. Today's so fun. Today I get to talk about something I've been talking about with the other content creators for a while, a bunch of other content creators for a while. Why does Ludwig not like black people? Yay! Before I begin, I want to point out I don't think Ludwig actually has a distaste for black people. I think a lot of his friends are just primarily people of Caucasus descent. That's what I truly believe. So I spoke a lot about being black on the YouTube creator space and how a lot of black people will center around other black people. For instance, I did this.
On that, but what do you want to call what I'm doing? Commentary. Not a lot of black people in the commentary space. Whether you call me a news person, not a lot of news people in the news space. Majority of commentary people are white men. That's the echelon. Those are usually at the top. You'll get some of the exceptions, like, I would say Abba and Preach.
So, I spoke to Omni quite some time ago. It's on my channel right here, the channel you're watching right now. I spoke to Omni, got about 23 views, super good. I spoke to Omni about, and in this video, I talked about why Ludwig doesn't like black people. Why don't see Ludwig with black people? I also spoke to Daquan Wiltshire about the same exact thing. And I just spoke to a lot of other content creators about it too. I think I spoke to Sensei as well, an anime black content creator a while back too about it too. So I speak to these people about these, and I've always had this opinion in my mind that Ludwig doesn't talk to black content creators. And he's doing a speedrunning event where what we're seeing here is majority of his speedrunning event is primarily people of the Caucasus descent. Now, do I have an issue with this? No. I don't have an issue with this at all. As a matter of fact, I don't even have a slight issue with any of this. Half the people here are prominent speedrunners, and the other half I didn't even know existed, to be quite fair with you. So, for the most part, I have no issue with this. The issue people are having with this is that there's no women, for one thing, and no people of color. Basically, what you're looking at here is entirely white men. I don't know if Liam's white, I have no clue. But basically, white men. That's what we're seeing. This is where people are having the issue. But people are not grasping this, and people never seem to understand this. This is the circle of Ludwig. This is Ludwig's circle. Let's take, for example, RDC World. On RDC World, the entirety of it, besides one other person, they're all black. They're all black. There's one Indian guy here. They're all black people, right? Caleb City. Primarily, he does skits by himself, but he collabs with black content creators. Your Bud Tevin, things of that variety, King Vader. Primarily, a lot of black people in King Vader's thing. And that is pretty much how it operates. When you're in a YouTube circle, you stay within that YouTube circle. You don't really branch out primarily. Offline TV, a lot of Asian people for some reason, you kind of deal with that. That's kind of how it operates. That's generally where they stay in. You're not going to see Connor Dog VA with like a black with Caleb City. You're not gonna see that. That's generally not what you're gonna see. You're not gonna see Moist Critical with King Vader. You're not gonna see that. But you are gonna see Moist Critical with Syriax. I didn't know this was a collab. I wanted to correct before anybody bring this up. I know Moist Critical collab with Syriax. That was cool. I thought that was pretty fun. So you're not gonna see that in the content creator space unless you're talking about Mr. Beast, who generally gets people of any race to do contests because he gets random people. He gets big content creators of all races to do whatever he wants to because he doesn't care about, race. I think race is the last thing people are thinking about when they do these things. Let's take, for example, Ludwig's bro versus bro. He has not had a single bro versus bro with a black person, I think. I don't think so. I can't find a single one where he's done one with a black person. If someone can find one and prove me wrong, I think I've watched all of them. Someone can prove me wrong, I'd appreciate it. Ludwig's circle is primarily just like Caucasian guys, just white guys. That's kind of how he operates. Some women in there too. Don't get me wrong, he has some women. I'm not going to discredit the women, but not a single black woman in that circle. Not one. You're not going to see it. As a matter of fact, I'd be hard-pressed to name you 10 prevalent black women streamers. I'd be hard-pressed. I can't name 10. I can name 30 white guys, and I can name 2 black guys. I shall speak Kai Cenat. That's 2 that are like high-tier streamers that stream every day. Everybody else I know is a white guy. That is the dominant streaming space. Now, you could say there are some issues because Ludwig will fall on his laurels to go back and reclaim the fact of the matter that he will always be for his friends, right? He'll always be for his friends. Because he re-uploaded a video. Re-uploaded a video where he was making fun of one of his other white guy streamer friends, where he made up the huge streaming drama, right? And I did this a while back. I posted this video, I believe, where people were calling him spineless. My narcissistic friend called him out, stuff like that. Because Hassan, white guy, white passing at the very least, Turkish, got upset at Ludwig. And he is so scared to lose his white fans that he fell back on making fun of his friend, which was not fun. I didn't enjoy that. That's not fun. The reason I say this, and the reason why people shouldn't get mad at Ludwig, is because this is per standard. Yes, he has a big platform. Yes, he could have pushed a bunch of people of color, maybe some black women streamers, something like that. That would be great. But then he's catering and pandering to something he already proved that he doesn't want to do. His initial first thing, what he did was showed the people what he was going to have in his thing. This is what he's going to have. These are the people. If he wanted to make an impact, at least 3, I'm just asking for 3 slots on your initial thing to be a non-white guy. If I had one woman on here, I'd be like, cool. One black person, cool. Just one. Sprinkle some pepper in your sea of salt. Just one thing. But he already showed he can't do anything after this either. There's nothing else he can do after this to fix this, because he already initially did it. This isn't a thing you can fix initially. This is, I've shown you what we're gonna have. These are my contemporaries. Don't get upset about Ludwig's contemporaries, because this is Ludwig. He is one of, if not one of the biggest content creators on the planet. He's huge. He's amazing too. He's great at making content. I love watching his content. But I don't watch his content and think to myself, I can't wait to see a black person, because that's not in his content game. RDC, black people. Caleb City, black people. King Vader. YouTube has a segregation issue when it comes to the circles of content creators that you can be a part of and be a piece of. That's kind of how it operates. It separates itself. Let's use the trifecta of my 3 favorite white guys: Curtis Connor, Danny Gonzalez, and Drew Good. Those are my 3 favorite white guys that do commentary stuff, right? There's somebody that tries to do it, Jarvis Johnson. But Jarvis Johnson isn't as big. Nick is not green is a horrible person. I don't like him. I don't talk about him. I'm not even sure what race he is. I don't care about him. But Jarvis Johnson is in that same group. Those are his contemporaries, but there's not many others of the same variety of Jarvis Johnson, to be quite fair with you. There's just not. Because the trifecta is known. The trifecta is Curtis Connor, Danny Gonzalez, Drew Good. I love those 3, but that's the thing. I'm not even calling them out or anything like that. That's just how YouTube works. That's how it works. I'm going to see black creators with black creators. Hell, Asian creators with Asian creators. That's what I'm going to see. That's how it operates. There's very few crossover episodes within this. Like, very, very few. You don't see that. That's because that's how YouTube has always operated. To get mad at Ludwig about the fact that he's doing this event and featuring prominently white people, you'd have to also get mad at everything about YouTube. I don't have an issue with his speedrunning setup. He wants to make a speedrunning event. Do it. Have fun. I know it's going to be amazing. He probably got people that he knew were going to be entertaining. That's great. I can't think of other people. He needs to know your credentials, how amazing you are. He could have shouted out some small streamers, but Ludwig doesn't do that. Moist Critical will shout out small streamers. He'll do that all the time. I've seen Doug do it on multiple occasions. Ludwig stays safe. Ludwig plays so safe that he is so scared to branch out. He does things that will get him money and stay a millionaire. He's smart with it. I have no issues with that at all. I genuinely have no issues with that. He'll collab with XQC. I don't think Ludwig would ever collab with Kai Cenat, no matter how big Kai Cenat gets, because their contexts are just opposed to each other. Granted, it would be cool to see that. That'd be sick. Hell, Kai Cenat was talking about doing something with Asmongold, and Asmongold was super for it. That's great. Kai Cenat will branch out. He wants to branch out, but Ludwig has no need to, because the top brass are all white guys. The top brass of all content creation is white. You should know this. That's how it's always been, and that's how it's probably going to be for quite some time, because majority of people that are doing content are Caucasian people. That's just how it operates. Because the majority of people in America that do content are Caucasian people. That's because black people, there's not like 13% of the population is black. That's how it operates. You could give a voice to these black people and stuff like that, or we can make our own event and thus segregate us even more. We could do that. But you want a solution to this whole situation? Here goes my solution. Ludwig, don't even apologize. I'm gonna say this right now. Don't apologize. Do not, Ludwig, I beg of you, please do not apologize. I just hopefully beg you don't, because you've shown your hand and this is it. Don't apologize. Just stick to this. We know what you are. That's okay. I'm still gonna watch it. I'm not looking for representation. I'll make my own. I'm fine. I'm good. Don't do it because you're being pushed into a corner. Don't have some backbone like you didn't have with Hassan. Like when you re-uploaded this video of Hassan and we called you spineless and we called you weak. Remember we called you spineless? Because you didn't do that? Remember? Don't do that. Stick to your guns. You've done it. Stick to it. That's what I want you to do, Ludwig. If you ever see this video, just stick to it, please.